Hi, this is Kim. Thanks for coming to my channel. I'm going to show you some of the products that I received from Country Craft Creations. I'm a design team member for the online store, and I have my January 2022 products to show you that I'll be using in some albums and tags and different things, and I'll be showing you some tutorials. Let me show you, this time I am going to try and incorporate a little bit more mixed media. So I do like making junk journals. I haven't made a lot of them, but I do want to start incorporating some more mixed media when I do make those. So this is the texture paste. This is the white sand, and it's good for adding texture and dimension on different things. I will show you some of the techniques that I use. I'll probably be making some tags just so it's on a smaller scale and it's easier to see how it works. So this you can pick up at the store. I also this time wanted to, I've had this for a while and I forgot. It's the glitter spritzer, and you use it dry. And so you use the real fine art glitter, ultra fine glitter, and you put it inside of this spray bottle. So you'll have art glitter glue on a project. You put the glitter in here and you just spritz it onto the glue and it adheres. So I'm really excited to try this. This is Polar Bear, so it's a real pretty snow crystal sparkly glitter that I'll incorporate. So I'm really super excited to see how that works. I have two paper collections that I'm going to show you. Whenever I make an album of any sort, I use the Country Craft Creation, their cardstock. You will not ever go back to any other cardstock once you try this. It's called Artisan. Now, all but the craft is a linen-based paper. So you will see that there's some texture in it. It scores beautifully. It folds. I don't have it crack. I know that sometimes if you're in a really cold area or a really dry area, you might see a little bit of cracking maybe on the black. I have not experienced that, and I live in a place that's kind of cold. So this is the linen color, and this is the craft. Now the craft is the only one I believe that does not have the linen fibers inside of it, but it's still a paper that scores real well. When you burnish it, you don't see any cracking. And the color is really nice. So it's not one of those ugly craft colors. I think some of them are kind of a boring color. This one is a nice shade, kind of between a tan and a craft, I think. So the reason why I got these two is because one of them is going to match the Love Letters collection that I got, and one of them will match the Here Comes the Bride collection I got. So I'm going to start with Here Comes the Bride. So this is the color of cardstock, the Artisan cardstock that I would use. And here is the actual cover page of the collection of Here Comes the Bride. Now this is really elegant paper. You will see splashes of color here and there, and it's just the right amount of color. I think it's great to have these subtle cream colored and the white lace. I just think it makes it look really super rich. And then there's just punches of like pink and a little bit of green. So I think you're going to love it. Now, we always say don't throw away this cover page because you can use these pieces and implement them in your project. And you can also cut these out and implement them in your project. So I have not gone through this collection yet, so I am seeing it for the first time with you. It says that it is a wedding themed paper, and of course I can see that. But anytime it gives you a theme, think outside the box and you can use it for other things also. Maybe it's going to be for some sort of memory book for like a dance, or oh golly, some of them you could probably use as background papers for Easter or quinceañera or something like that. Okay, I hope I said that word right. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I did. So anyway, let's get started. So here are the cut-aparts. Now these cut-aparts, the layout is really nice, and if you have a Brother Scan and Cut, it's nice to put that in there and it will cut it nice for you and saves a little bit of time on cutting. This one is really beautiful. So this is probably going to be one of my favorites. I like anything that has like a vintage look, a vintage woman on there. I just think it's really classy looking. But there's going to be the marriage certificate, the bride and groom, the ring. So yeah, this is your wedding. You wouldn't be able to use really anything else but the theme of wedding for the cutouts, but again, the paper, I would say that you could use it for other things too. Perfect example, who can't use a marquee type paper, and there's a little bit of texture down here. I don't know if my camera's picking it up, but there's a real subtle background that's mixed in, so it's real blended and kind of a wash look. Here are the cut-aparts. Now this is really good for the color, so when you're using the light colored backgrounds, this is really going to pop when you put it on there. So we have our 3x4s, we have 4x6s, and we have some border strips. On the back, we have a nice stripe that's really rich looking. The background is kind of a cream, and then there's a darker stripe and then a black in the center. So this would be perfect when you're using the cutouts that relate to the groom, because he's wearing that black suit. So that would be awesome. Now with the paper collections from Country Craft Creations, you get 2 of the cut-aparts and 2 of the ephemera pieces, and you do receive 3 of the main paper line of each design. So here we have our bride, and like I said, you do get 3 of each, so that's nice. You can use the front of one, the back of another, and then the third one for whichever one you needed more of. So you have the brides with their bouquets. I love the old-fashioned headpieces. And then this one is similar to that other stripe, but this one's more bold, so you're going to see more of a gold color more than a cream. We have our champagne glasses, the bubbly. And speaking of bubbly, you can see the bubbles up top. This, if you use this one, maybe it's for a retirement paper or a card. And on the back, you have a marbled type look. You have a background pattern, and it just blends real nicely. There's that. Here's some black. I always think that black is really makes something look classy. So to have all that cream and the whites and the real subtle colors, and then to have that pop of black, I just think is awesome. So here, this was like it's a collage page, and you can cut things apart and use them separately. And so you have the word ceremony with the groom putting the ring on the bride's hand. You have some floral type things, the tie, a wedding ring, Victorian or vintage looking women, the music. I always love music paper. I think that's cool. That and script I really like. And on the back, this has a beautiful trim here on the side, and you have floral down at the bottom. It's just really classy looking. So this would be good for dividing into 6 by 6 pieces. You'd get something of interest on all 4 pieces. So I am a flower person, and I like pink, so this page is really pretty. It's got the wedding cake, and it does have pink flowers and a green leaf foliage thing on the bottom. And on the other side, again, this is real subtle. This was the same that was on the back of one of the cut-apart pages too. That paper would be easy to use on a lot of things, so it's nice that there's a little bit more of that design. We have our groom with the top hat and tie and then sharp shoes. And on the other side of this one, okay, this is gorgeous. This is good for borders, but it's also good for fussy cutting here and there if you need little punches of flowers that you need to put around, even if you cut out the bows. This is really pretty. And then on the other side, oh, see, that to me is gorgeous. It's like, it looks to me kind of like a lace. It's not, but it has that feel to it. Love it. Here's your marriage certificate. If you are invited to a wedding, get yourself a frame, put this in it, use calligraphy and put in the names, the date. That'll be awesome. And then there it is without the graphic in the corner of the bride and groom. The actual ceremony here, we've got the bride and groom with the bridesmaids in the background, some floral in the corners. There's a pair of wedding shoes up here, and then you have that real pretty background. And the flowers with the shoes. That's really pretty. And that's the last piece of that, but it just, I don't know how well you can see the artisan cardstock, but with the collection, it's really going to be rich looking. So there's that. Love it, love it. Here Comes the Bride. It's an exclusive paper pack by Country Craft Creations. I will have the links below so you can easily find them on the online store. Oh, one other thing. I did get some flowers to match, and so these are the Graphic 45 natural and ivory flowers. I thought that would be great for the cover. And then I got some heart lace. Now this is a real pure white, so this might work, it might not. And then I use this a lot for closures. This one is a cream background with like a white polka dot. It's nice because when you tie it, it keeps the bow real pretty. This I use a lot. She has different colors of this also, but this would probably incorporate real well as I'm doing the cover and stuff for this one. Okay, so now let me move that to the side. So the next collection is going to be with the craft, and that collection is called Love Letters. Okay, this also is exclusively found at Country Craft Creations. Love Letters, with February coming up, it could definitely be related to Valentine's Day and make something and give it to the person you love, or it can be for anything, not just for February. So let me move that to the side and let's go through this. I have not seen this collection in person yet either. Again, you can always use this in your project, so don't throw this page away. These are nice squares to cut out at the bottom. And here we go. We have tags. Now, I am a tag person, so I really like to use tags, not just for embellishing in an album, but just to use them separately. Hang them on a gift bag, add flowers, and make it to give to somebody as a card instead of using the traditional type card. So there's 8 tags here, and on the back you have a subtle flower pattern, and it looks vintagey, like there's kind of like a tea stain right here. There's some subtle print in the background, and you'll get 2 of those. Here you have some cut aparts, 4 by 6s, 3 by 4s, and then you have some border strips where you can use the tickets individually. You have 3 rows of them, 2 white and a pink. You have some more flowers. This background is a little bit more rustic looking. It's got more of a cream color versus this one. So I don't know if you can see the difference there. I'm not sure how true the color is showing up, so that's kind of... and that one has 2 also because it's the cut apart page. This is really pretty. It's got some script in the background. You can see some pattern in the back. I would describe, I don't know how I describe that. It's not like chicken wire because it's a lot smaller, but it's got a lacy feel to it. That's what I should say. And the flowers are beautiful, the roses. And here we have more vintage paper with flowers. Again, I love how there's like a stain on here, like a coffee stain or tea stain. Gives it personality. Okay, you do get 3 of those because now we're in the regular paper. I like the color of this wood grain background. Instead of always just having the brown, I like that it's more of a whitewash. Flowers in the corner with some subtle hearts here and there. And then on the back now you have your focal point more in the center at a diagonal rather than on the outside corners. Oops. So here we have more of a grayish type background. It looks kind of textured and marbly. Flowers again in the corner. That's a real pretty pink. And then the background is just the flowers being taken off, and you can see that real pretty lace on the bottom. the wood grain this time with the brown. You have a postcard in the bottom corner, a dress, that's cute, stamp. That would be good for a cover. And then just without the postcard, but look at that real pretty subtle flower mixed in with the wood grain background. All right, we have some ledger paper that looks burned around the edges. Makes it look very old and well loved. That's cool. And then again, ledger paper without all the extra stuff on the edges. Kissing booth. I think this is pretty enough that you could frame this also, just as a 12 by 12. I do like to get those 3D frames, like the ones like shadow box frames, so that you can put this real pretty paper in the background and then add some embellishments that have dimension and thickness, and then it's really cool. That's a great gift to give also. And then the background, or the back page, side B. This would be great in a kitchen, on a coffee bar, on a dessert table. It says Cupid's Bakery. And then some wood grain. And again, this is a different color wood grain, so there's been 3 so far, 3 different colors. You can never have too many flowers, and there are some hearts in the background. This is probably the color, the background I like when it's just the flowers and the script and it's just like the pink and white. This is a real pretty color pink. Or mauve. Maybe some people would call it mauve. And some people say mauve. I say mauve, but you know what I'm talking about. Didn't I see this one? Wait a minute. Is there one similar to that? It looks familiar. Hold on. Maybe I'm... Okay, here's what I was... This is the other one. So this one doesn't have a heart, this one does. Now if I'm not mistaken, is this the one that she said, I'm not sure if you'll get both of these. I'm not sure. Maybe that was the postcard. Okay, ignore me, I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here. I thought there was one that she said some collections, there was a mistake and you got an extra piece, but I don't know. Pretend I didn't say that. Okay, so here's the heart in the corner with the flowers. And then there's your background. Again, I love it when they put that lace down there. Maybe it's this one. It is. So this one, I think, this one is the same as the one I went over. It wasn't the heart one, it's this one. Let's see. I'm looking for it. I'm looking, I'm still looking. Okay, is this it? This might be the one. So originally it didn't have the postcard and now it does. And this is more of a cream color. I think that's what I heard. Don't quote me. I don't know. And this one I actually have 4. Extra one thrown in for good measure. And then here you have that diagonal piece. So again, I'll use the craft with that. And I wanted to get flowers that I could use. I'm a flower person, so I did pick these up. I like having something not just in a circular shape down in a corner. I like to have it go up and around. So I love these types of flowers. I usually use it in the whole piece. I don't cut them up and use them separately. This is Prima. And again, I could on some of them maybe I can tea dye the ribbon. I don't usually do that, but I could try. And then this might work with it also. So I'm really excited to dig in and start using these. I'm anxious to get into some of the more, I don't know, mixed media type thing, I guess, to add a little bit of excitement to my projects. So again, these will be linked in the description box so that you can easily find them on the website. She has a lot of other paper collections that are exclusive to her store that are on the website, so take a look at everything. Stay tuned for projects coming up, and thank you for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. Have a good one.